we have now the Muslim Ummah rather divided into two types of education. One type of education, when we have secular education, they acquire the so-called secular education, which are called a formal education. They acquire knowledge of mathematics, science, history, geography, but they are far away from the deen. On the other hand, when we go to our madrasas, we teach about Quran, Hadith, Sharia, Fiqh. Alhamdulillah, may Allah give them reward. But they are unaware of mathematics, science, history, geography. So we wanted a balance between the two, to have the best of both, which, when we visited most of the schools that I visited, now the thing is changing. In the past 6 years, I've realized that some schools have become slightly close, alhamdulillah, to the concept that I have. But most of the schools, they may be having maybe 3 periods a week on Islam, or maybe 1 period a day. Maximum I came across was 2 periods a day on Islam. And what was the main objective? That a child, when he passes from school, he should have the knowledge of Quran, Hadith, Sharia, Fiqh, and science, etc. That I could not find. Though I visited the best of schools in America, in South Africa, which is supposed to be very much advanced in this field of Islamic schools, UK, Australia, Malaysia, etc. So that we thought that let's make an effort. And with Allah's help, alhamdulillah, we in Bombay, alhamdulillah, about approximately 6 years back, or rather 5.5 years back, we launched our own Islamic school by the name of Islamic International School. Because for my children, we had to do it. Though I was prepared to see to it that gear up my child, though putting in a convent school by giving all the so-called education at home, but then we thought that we should make a sample school. And alhamdulillah, summa alhamdulillah, we ventured with this project in Bombay, and Allah helped us. And with Allah's support, we launched the school. And alhamdulillah, from day one, the response that we received from the people of Bombay, from the Muslims of Bombay, was tremendous, mashallah. The response was such that though the school was absolutely new, we hardly publicized it. We decided to start the school. There was only 3 weeks publicity, mashallah. But immediately when the school was launched, the amount of response we got was phenomenal. And it was overwhelming that ministers, they phoned our school to see to it that some of their friends get admission to the school. It was good, mashallah. You will hardly find a minister phoning a madrasa and telling that, I want a seat in your madrasa. We find that in the convent school. In India, mostly the convent school, the ministers phone, and they try and use the influence. But alhamdulillah, we are very strict as far as admission criteria is concerned. We are very strict with the guidelines. And unless a person fulfills our guidelines, let him be a minister's son also, we won't give admission, alhamdulillah. The difference that is there, that we appreciated that the movement that was started by many of the philanthropists and educationists throughout the world, it was a good movement, at least giving them an environment of Islam. So I was really happy that in the Western countries, whether it be USA, UK, there were schools in which a child could at least practice Islam. But in the school that we launched, we had a different system we had, that I wanted a striking balance that when a child passes the 10th standard, he should become at least an average alim when he passes from Darul Ulum, as well as be able to compete with the best of convent schools in that city. That was the aim. And with that target, we started the school. And we did many unconventional things, which people told it's not possible, but alhamdulillah, with Allah's help, we did it. The timing of a school is quite long. It starts from 8 o'clock to 4:30. For nursery, it is less. We started school from nursery, from the age of 3. And the first year, we had nursery, junior KG, senior KG, and first standard, only 4 classes, only 4 grades. And the timing from first onwards, first upwards, is from 8 o'clock to 4:30. And people said the timing is too long. Students won't be able to take it. But alhamdulillah, we divide the day into 12 periods, each of 35 minutes. On an average, 2 periods every day are for extracurricular activities. Martial arts, whether it be taekwondo, judo, swimming, whether it be computers, and all the extracurricular activities, on an average, 2 periods a day. Every child, it's compulsory, should learn swimming, taekwondo, judo, martial arts, for the boys, football, etc. And the balanced 10 periods, 5 periods are in English and 5 in Arabic. Our school has a dual minimum instruction, English and Arabic. Arabic is the language of the Quran. It's the language in which the last and final revelation was revealed. I realize the drawback, that because our parents did not think it important that we should learn Arabic as a language, we know it's a drawback, even today. So we want to see to it that our children, our next generation, they should know Arabic as the mother tongue. So 5 periods are in Arabic, 5 are in English. But naturally, the 5 periods that are then Arabic, they're Islamic, whether it be Arabic language, whether it be Hifz, whether it be Tilawat, whether it be Hadith, whether it be Quran Tafsir, and all the Islamic studies that we have, when we give the Tafsir of the Quran, it's not in English or Urdu. Like back home in India, Pakistan, we have the Islamic studies in Urdu. In the Western countries, we either have in Urdu or we have in English. There, we have in Arabic, Arabic to Arabic. So the child, from the age of 3, when he joins nursery school, he starts learning Arabic. When we teach him A for Allah, B for Bismillah, along with that, min alif asadun, min ba baitun, min ta tufahun. So from the age of 3, the child is ingrained with the Arabic language. And in the Arabic period, the children cannot speak English, they should only speak Arabic. In the English period, only English, no Arabic. And most of Arabic teachers, they have gone to Saudi Arabia, and they have graduated from the Islamic University of Medina, so that even the pronunciation is correct. Besides the Arabic period that is there, the 5 periods in English, 1 period every day is Islamic studies in English. That's for dawah. Well, the child, when he does dawah with the non-Muslim, it will be in English, he can't do in Arabic. There are very few Arab non-Muslims. So 1 period is Islamic studies in English. The balanced 4 periods on average is maths, English, geography, history, science, etc. And though the period, if you analyze that 5 periods in English, is very less, but we have been able to achieve this because the ratio of our teacher to student is very low. In Bombay, on an average, in Bombay, 1 school, each class has 50 students. Some have got 60, some have got 70, some have got 80. The good schools have got 50, very few schools have less than 50. And for every 2 classes, there are average 3 teachers. That means each teacher, the ratio of teacher and student is about 30 to 35. Every 30 to 35 students have got 1 teacher in Bombay and in India. If you go in the villages, it is much higher. Every 1 teacher has got 50 students on average. And the international standard says that it should be 1:20. The good private schools in UK, USA, they have every teacher has got 10 students on average. The good private schools. We, in Bombay, we have every 5 students 1 teacher. Each class has got 20 students. On average, some have got 18, some have got 19. But at times, for example, when there are classes of Hifz, so in that class of 20 students, there will be 5 Qurras coming in, Qaris. So each batch will have about 4 students. So when we have certain classes, it breaks up so that the Hifz is better. The concentration is better, so the child can learn faster. In our school, Hifz is compulsory till standard 3. Till standard 3, the child in nursery, junior KG, he starts Yasan al-Quran. He does the Nazar of the Quran in senior KG, starts doing Hifz in senior KG. On average, senior KG, he memorizes half juz. First, second, and third, every year 1.5 juz. So by the time the child completes standard 3, he memorizes at least 5 juz. Some may memorize 6, some 7, some may even do 4. After that, Hifz is optional. Those people who feel have got a good memory, we select them maybe 25%, 1/4 to 1/3 of the students, and we call them 1 hour 15 minutes earlier. So instead of coming at 8 o'clock in the morning, from 4th standard, they come at 7:15. Now, when the Hifz class in the morning is conducted after 3rd standard, for 1 Qari, there are 2 students maximum. So the ratio of the Qari and the students in the higher classes is reduced. One Qari, one student, or one Qari, two students maximum. And only because he comes 1 hour 15 minutes early in the morning, does his for 1 hour 10 minutes, in a year on an average, that child memorizes 5 juz. So by the time he completes the next 5 years, at the end of 8th standard, he memorizes the complete Quran. So far, mashallah, we are in the 6th standard. In the 5th standard, according to our normal course, the child should memorize 15 juz. But many students, mashallah, at the end of 5th standard have memorized 18 juz, some 19, some even 20. So my son, who's now in the 6th, he's hardly 12 years old, mashallah, he knows more Quran than me. He knows 20 juz. I don't know that much. I'm not Hafizul Quran. His Qiraat is better than mine. He can understand Arabic better than me. He can understand the Quran directly. I can't. So we want every child in our school to be better than what I was when I was in school. And inshallah, minimum, every child in our school, minimum, is 100 times better than what I was when I was a child. We want every child in the school should be multiple times like me. I am not the target. I am not the aim. I am not the sample. We want them to be multiple times better. So what we could not get in our childhood, and with Allah's help, alhamdulillah, whatever we achieved, we feel that if we educate our children in the right way, right from the childhood, inshallah, you will find a change in the next generation.
There is none greater than